Deep within this isolated volcanic chain, the Earth exhales toxic gases while ancient predators claim their jagged territory. Geothermal heat creates a surreal landscape, where survival depends on navigating through rivers of molten, glowing liquid stone.
The primate known as King Kong scans the horizon, his heavy footsteps echoing against the hollow, obsidian ground.
Every breath taken in this thin atmosphere is a challenge, yet the Titan moves with practiced, predatory grace. Hidden within a crevice of scorched earth, a serpentine shadow waits for the vibrations of approaching heavy prey.
This massive reptile has adapted to the heat, using the thermal energy to fuel its incredible muscular strength.
The primate detects a shift in the wind, a scent of musk that signals arrival is near. Massive coils move with liquid efficiency, sliding over the heated stone toward the source of the heavy vibrations. Eyes lock as two distinct lineages of apex predators meet in a landscape forged by fire and stone.
The giant snake displays its impressive size, attempting to intimidate the primate before the physical engagement begins now.
Using the environment as a weapon, the primate prepares to strike, demonstrating superior cognitive ability and physical power.
A constriction battle begins as the snake applies thousands of pounds of pressure against the primate's powerful limb.
The primate struggles to break the grip, feeling the immense power of a predator built for total constriction.
Extreme environmental hazards add a layer of danger to this confrontation, forcing both animals to remain highly vigilant. Desperate measures are taken as the primate uses his formidable jaw strength to compromise the reptile's thick skin. Pain only intensifies the predator's resolve, as it seeks to immobilize the primate's lower body and end movement.
Gravity becomes a factor as the heavy combatants tumble down a slope of loose, gray volcanic debris together. The sudden change in temperature and the shock of landing provide a brief window for the great primate. Seizing the opportunity, the ape exerts downward pressure, attempting to suffocate the serpentine threat in the murky water. Turbulence hides the details of the struggle, but the raw power of the interaction remains evident and intense.
Retreating to the water, the reptile utilizes its natural habitat to recover and plan its next tactical move.
The primate remains standing, a testament to his endurance, but the threat below the surface is still present.
Patient and cold-blooded, the predator uses the cover of the river to move into a superior striking position. Shockwaves through the water serve as a warning, showing the primate's refusal to yield his current defensive ground. The transition from water to land is seamless for the reptile, launching a second wave of constriction now.
Using a sturdy tree for leverage, the ape fights the immense pulling force of the giant, determined serpent.
The environment gives way under the pressure of biological fury, sending both creatures back into the soft earth. Smart tactical use of the terrain allows the primate to inflict significant structural damage on the serpentine foe.
Internal injuries may be mounting, yet the cold-blooded resilience of the reptile keeps it in the fight still.
Centrifugal force is employed as the primate utilizes his massive arm strength to disorient his slippery, heavy opponent.
Momentarily trapped by the debris, the reptile struggles to free itself from the weight of the falling stones.
This vocal display is a classic sign of dominance, intended to assert control over the immediate physical territory.
Relentless and driven by primal instinct, the snake prepares for another round of this grueling, ancient battle.
Narrowed pupils focus on the heat signature of the ape, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again.
Countermaneuvers show the snake's ability to adapt, neutralizing the primate's tool and returning the fight to basics.
The visibility drops as the struggle intensifies, a chaotic dance of limbs and coils in the gray dust.
Thermal shock is used as a weapon, as the primate utilizes the environment's lethal features to his advantage.
Remarkable biological defenses allow the reptile to survive conditions that would be fatal to most other terrestrial creatures.
The ape must balance the need to remove his attacker with the necessity of maintaining safe, stable footing.
This high-risk maneuver utilizes the primate's own weight to deliver a crushing blow to the clinging, serpentine predator.
The battle has reached a point of extreme exhaustion for both, yet neither side shows a willingness to.
Manual dexterity allows the primate to manipulate the snake's head, preventing a lethal bite to his jugular vein. In these slippery conditions, the reptile's lack of limbs becomes an asset, allowing for rapid, fluid movement transitions. A loss of stability sends both titans toward a lower basin, where the volcanic activity is most intense.
This unpredictable environment offers no safety, as the ground itself can erupt with scalding water at any moment.
Nature intervenes with a violent burst of energy, momentarily halting the physical struggle between the two giant animals. The predator attempts to use the geothermal vents to weaken its opponent, a display of instinctive environmental exploitation. The primate's weight works against the snake, as he anchors himself to a stable rock using the serpent.
Upper body strength is utilized in a barrage of strikes intended to stun the reptile's central nervous system.
Fatigue is now a critical factor, as both creatures have pushed their biological limits in this volcanic arena.
The use of a sharp-edged tool represents an escalation in the primate's strategy to end this confrontation quickly. A stalemate ensues as the reptile recognizes the lethality of the object held by the intelligent, powerful primate.
A thunderstorm adds to the dramatic tension, as the fight moves toward the highest point of the volcano.
Verticality changes the nature of the struggle, with both animals showing impressive climbing abilities on the rough stone.
A high-stakes gamble by the reptile nearly sends the primate plunging into the darkness of the crater below. Primate's grip strength is the only thing preventing a fatal fall for both participants in this battle.
With both back on solid ground, the final stage of this epic confrontation is set to begin now. A final burst of energy drives the snake toward the primate's throat, seeking a definitive end to the...
The primate's superior reach and hand-eye coordination allow him to intercept the snake's final, desperate lunging attack.
The primate chooses to end the fight by distance, showing a level of restraint, or perhaps simple fatigue. Recognizing defeat, the giant reptile seeks shelter to recover from the numerous injuries sustained during the brutal encounter.
Life on the volcanic island continues its harsh cycle, where only the strongest and most adaptable can survive.
Experience and strength have carried the primate through another day in this unforgiving, prehistoric world of giant beasts.
The landscape is constantly changing, providing new challenges and opportunities for the massive creatures that call it home.
In the battle of primal strength, the great primate remains the king of this volatile and dangerous land.